Welcome back, everybody, to A&M Reviews. It's Muhammad and Adrian. We're here to review the film Ava, which is a Netflix original film. Ava tells the story of the secret agent who lives a double life. She finally comes back to meet her family, and everything has changed. Her father has died, and her mother is in the hospital, but her sister is mad at her because she had a bad past, and now she's trying to reconcile with everybody. But we also have another group who controls what Ava does as an agent, and they are very dangerous people. But what did you get from Ava?
I think Ava was a good film. I think Jessica Chastain did an awesome job. I think it was right in the wheelhouse of movies, performances that she does, action-filled, lead role, feminist, right? I think it had a nice tone. I mean, it was a little dark, as she was just grappling with coming back home and seeing the family she left for 7 years in the dark. I thought Common's performance was decent. It was pretty good. He's acting now. Sure. His story was hilarious, I think, in this film and the way that played out. But the pieces that he was actually in was fine, but the pieces that he weren't in about him were funny. But it's pretty good. I mean, she also struggles with alcoholism. I feel like all these movies, they have to have something. Like they have to have a dead relative or alcoholism or something from their past they struggle with to overcome in the film, some personal journey. I'm not sure she actually completed that personal journey, though. It wasn't clear. I mean, she did break her sobriety, but but it was good. It was a solid film. I think if this was 15 years ago, it would be on TNT, playing at 3 p.m., 8 p.m., and 10 p.m. Consecutively, just because it's a random action movie that can play in the background.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a good way to sum it up. It's one of those action films that, you might watch, you might not watch. I think it has some pretty good action. I think that's the best part of this movie, is the action with Jessica Chastain, Colin Farrell, and John Malkovich. He had some pretty good kung fu moves too. But that's pretty much it as far as the best parts for me. I think Common is a walking block of wood, and he shouldn't get any more acting
he's roles. Not the important part. What happens around him is what's important.
Yeah, but man, he's a block of wood. He's not showing barely any emotion.
He was sad. He was sad in this.
With the same whole time. Expression.
Ava, you can't be coming back like this. It's been 7 years. Are you just gonna come back like it's normal? You can't do that, Ava.
Now, we're really gonna get into his character because he's wrong too. But I thought the story was pretty average. This woman who's an agent, has a kind of sketchy background, but
yeah,
I kind of struggle with this one. It's kind of a middle of the road type of action film.
Yeah, it's definitely average, nothing spectacular. I always like John Malkovich, and whenever he's in, his voice, the way he talks is really good. His sentence structure. Whoever wrote for him, it's a really good, the way he talks. It's not like backwards like Yoda, but it's like he sounds smarter than you no matter what he's talking about.
Like he's British?
Even if he's just ordering something off of a menu, like the way he says it is good. I thought he did pretty good with the action, given even his actual age, but also like the type of figure they were portraying in this film, being the older spy who's just making some calls now, not in the field. He did pretty good. I think in some ways it's kind of, I always find a way to relate some movie to Hancock, but I feel like Ava and Common were much like Hancock and his wife. Together they're junkies and gamblers, and separate they're great father figure and a double spy.
But let's go ahead and rate this one. So The lowest rating is trash, middle is background noise, and the highest is a banger. So how'd you rate the Netflix original film, Ava?
I would rate Ava as a I would rate Ava as a low background noise, and that hurts. That hurts to say, because I feel like there was a lot they could have expanded on, but they didn't, and it's pretty dry. Didn't see a lot of range in the characters. There wasn't anything that's super spectacular. They had some funny moments that weren't, I don't know if they were intended to be funny. Like whenever, I think the guy who's going to kill Ava, whenever he says, this job, this business is in a place for a woman, we've established that. Then go to his daughter who's doing this job. And the look on her face is like, I'm trying so hard to please you, Dad. You don't love me. Why don't you love me? That's what she looked like. Which I thought was hilarious. Like, where's her movie?
Yeah, she was like an assassin herself.
Right. And her dad couldn't care less.
No. I'm going to rate this one as a low background noise also. I actually had to watch this a second time because the first time I was kind of multitasking and I thought I missed some stuff, but the movie wasn't any better the second time around. So I remember you recommended this movie and you said that, you're going to like this one. And I'm like, I don't know, after watching it. Maybe because of the action. I mean, that's the best part about it. I mean, this isn't any mind-blowing action, but I think it's pretty good. But I think that's the best part about the movie, and some of those awkward moments that aren't supposed to be funny, especially with Common, because his acting is laughable. Whenever he's supposed to really show some emotion, he's just as wooden as can be.
You're gonna stop. You can let up on Common.
Thanks for watching, and if you would like to be featured on our podcast, make sure to click the link in the description.